right, so once again, Group B, can you all stand up? A round of applause, please, for Group B members. Thank you. Thank you so much. So again, it's time to start our next session, and please be seated. I would like to pass the mic to the chairpersons so that we can begin right away. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished professors, respected guests, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 25th International Students Summit on Food, Agriculture and Environment. Our group is Group B, and we will be your chairpersons for this session. My name is Jivaran, and a third-year environmental engineering student at NODAI University. I'm joined by Nana Suzuki, a fourth-year nutrition science student at NODAI University. We are honored to moderate this session.
Before we begin, a 3 minutes each presentation will be 12 minutes for our 3-minute Q&A sections. If you have any questions or comments, please raise your hands and wait for a mobile phone. Please introduce yourself briefly before asking your questions. And keep your questions concise. We also kindly ask everyone to silence your mobile phones and give your full attention to each presentation. Thank you for your cooperation.
So our first presenter is Sukrita Samphong from Konkan University, Thailand. Please join us welcoming her. Our second presenter is Kamal from Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University. Please welcome him.
Our third presenter is Maria Brandarenko from National University of Life of Elementary Science, Ukraine. Please give her a warm welcome. And our final presenter is Nico Frazi from IPB University in Asia. Please join us in welcoming him.
So let us begin. We invite everyone to stay engaged and support each presenter. It's now our pleasure to invite Sukrita Samphong. The floor is yours.
Sawadee good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Sukrita Somthong from Agronomy Department, Faculty of Agriculture, Khon Kaen University, Thailand. And I'm honored to present my research entitled Evaluation of Rice Elite Breeding Life for Combined Tolerance to Submersions and Salinity Stress at Saline Stage for Rice Sustainable. And for this work, I conduct and collaborate with the Philippine Rice Research Institute Central Experiment Station. Well, to begin with, rice is the most important crop in the world, especially in Asia, accounting for 90% of total productive, and approximately 3.5 billion people worldwide depend on rice for food source. In addition, 95% of rice consumed by humans. Because of this, maintaining rice productivity is directly connected to a global food security. So, and for this year, the theme of ISS is pushing boundary inclusive or for community welfare. So, that I talked about the importance of rice earlier. For now, productivity of rice is also facing problem in climate change and abiotic threats, especially in soil saline and submersions that can reduce your rice by 50% or even more. So when your rice decrease, farmers earn less income, and many young people leave their community and move to the city. So only have like many older and children stay at that place. So farmland may be abandoned and local food continue to decline. Therefore, this is not just about agriculture problem. It's also a problem on food security, rural livelihood, and also community welfare. As a result, development strategies parents' rice variety is no longer optional. It is essential for food sustaining production and also protecting vulnerable farming communities. So the question is how we can help community continue farming under these challenging conditions. So for this work, I collaborate with the Philippine Rice Research Institute for the objective to selection rice breeding material for salinity and submersion tolerance at sealing stage and carry on the tolerance gene including inclusive research effort can contribute to community welfare by supporting the development and disseminations of climate resilient rice variety. Well, let me introduce the plants material for this study. So I used 39 fixed rice breeding line with 2 replication for this study. And for a comparison of straits of the condition of salinity and submersions, we have like one tolerance variety and one susceptible variety. In addition, we also use a DNA analysis marker to confirm the genetic in the plants as well. And for the experimental, for this study, I consisted of 2 main steps. The first step is we evaluate how plants breeding lines perform under salinity and submergence stress. And for the result, this is for data recording for phenotyping of the plants under salinity conditions. So I scoring at 25 day after sowing, and we can see clearly how different about like favorable. Oh, so sorry. Okay. Like we can see clearly how different about like unfavorable this is at salinization, and if plants torrent they will stay green and growing well, but if plants susceptible they will going brown and die out like this. And for next, for the submersion, this we also use the same varieties from 39 fixed rice breeding line. And we can see clearly as well for this data collections have like 0 stage at 3, 7, 14, and 21 days after the submersion. So for this study, I complete submersions fixed rice breeding line by 14 days. And after 14 days, I drain water and go to gathering plant high and plant recover. So we can clearly like if plants torrent, they will recover, and if plants susceptible, they will die out like like this. In addition, besides evaluating plants' performance, we also use DNA analysis and use molecular marker to confirm the genetic is not only about plants' performance under stresses, but also in genetic level. And this is for the salinity marker results. So this is here are the DNA analysis of salinity tolerance. So the highlight fixed breeding light, we can see clearly if like plants breeding light have a total QTL for tolerance to salinity, I will highlight green. But if plants negative for the genetic, I'll highlight a red like this. In addition, for the submersions, so if fixed breeding line have the banding pattern in a like DNA of a sub-1 gene that tolerance to submersions, they will have the banding pattern like this that I highlight a color green like this. For the results combining tolerance to salinity and submergence traits for the screening, phenotyping, and used in a marker from 39 fixed rice breeding line. The results identify of 2 lines that including FL15 and FL36 that tolerance to submersion and salinity traits at sealing stage. And we can use this line B as a donor for breeding abiotic traits in the future for farmer as well. And for the challenge and perspective of this study, for me, I think seedling tolerance doesn't guarantee that the yield of rice will stability. And also like reproductive stage is tolerance is equally critical for a stable yield, and multi-location yield trial across diverse agroecological zones in Thailand and the Philippines are essential for this study. And this trial will confirm the ability, adaptability, and also stability of rice promising rice before release as improved variety to the farmers. In addition, for strengthening collaborative network, this extending collaboration between Philippine Rice Research Institute and Konkan University and also a regional institute. In addition, address transboundary challenge of climate change, food security, welfare, and community vulnerable. And for me, I think a stronger partnership lead to a stronger solution for vulnerable farming community system and across Southeast Asia as well. And for the conclusion, I have three topics. The first is key finding of this study. So this study integrating of phenotyping screening performance plans and also molecular marker improve effective in identify promising like before release to the farmer. And for the second, broader impact. So for this study, strengthen international collaboration, bring to innovation and knowledge that we can exchange for like project that we need to solving problem that farmer face right now. And for the third is welfare impact. So I would like to highlight this developments rice stress tolerance in salinity and submersion is not just about improve plants performance, but also help farmer they can continue to farming under distress and climate change. And when farmer can grow rice successfully despite salinity and submersion stress, production become more stable, and more stable leads to more reliable income for farming family. So in addition, like if for farming families as well, and in addition, this help like ensuring for food system and farmer they can continue like livelihood, and also like many young people come to willing to stay in their community. And for as a result for this study, community become more stronger and more resilient for facing in climate change and about the nowadays. And for me, by breeding resilient rice today, we also help build resilient community tomorrow. Finally, I would like to say thanks to Philippine Rice Research Institute, Agriculture KKU, Konkan University, and also thanks to my advisor team from Field Rice and my advisor academy. And thank you to International Student Summit, Tokyo University of Agriculture that give my opportunity and having me here today. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Salamat po. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much, Greta, for great presentation.
Thank you for highlighting the importance of involving students in practical research. Your presentation clearly demonstrated how education and research can contribute to sustainable agriculture and stronger communities.
In summary, the research underscores the importance of integrating students into a broad research programs to advance sustainable agriculture, food security, and resilient food systems in vulnerable regions.
We will now open the floor for questions. So if you have any questions, please raise your hands. And please introduce yourself briefly before asking your questions.
Hi, I'm Melody from University of Reading. I want to ask, I know that you study rice breeding, right? I want to know that why you think plant breeding can improve community welfare. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you for a question. That's interesting for me. So because like agriculture is like closely in people life, and when farmer can produce rice and like despite salinity and submersion or Baltic Straits, so the production is more stable and like more reliable income for farming families. And in although like plants breeding cannot like solve every problem in social, but for me it's provide like practical solution that support food security and sustainable for livelihood as well. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello, I am Khalid Hassan from Bangladesh Agricultural University, Bangladesh. So thank you for your nice presentation. I would like to ask you one question. So you are working with breeding lines. So are the breeding lines are released to the farmers?
Like ready to release farmer rice for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so for this study and like for this research for now is not yet to release to farmer because just this is for evaluating in seedling stage, and we need to use trial first for looking for multi-location in zone before we release to farmer to confirm that the yield of rice that's we release to farmer will stability and adapting to every area that's they will grow like have a production, and we need to use trial first in the next step for this project. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions. Do you have another questions? No, but since we still have 1 minute, I would like to ask one question. So like, can these breeding lines be directly released to farmers in Thailand?
In Thailand,
Yeah.
for now in Thailand, this for this project, right? For this project, not yet, because this project I like collaborate with the Philippines. So this work still in the Philippines right now. But if we need to apply in the Thailand, we can use as a donor for that's if parents have the gene DNA that tolerant to submersions, we can use the gene from free rice and also apply in Thailand because because like area in Philippines and Thailand like similar facing in climate change and Baltic Straits, and I think we can use for a donor in Thailand, but not yet to release right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Another question. What did you personally learn from conducting this research in the Philippines?
Can please.
What did you personally learn from conducting this research in the Philippines?
For in the Philippines, I like I adapt about like a laboratory and also field technique that I learn international collaborate. And did I tell you like farmer in Thailand and also in the Philippines similar facing in Baltic Straits like soil slide, like salt effects and submersions. So I think this project we can improving more like in next steps we can I can use my knowledge that I learned from the field rice and also based on my agronomy department to solving that problem that's farming facing right now. Yeah, and maybe future we continue this project. And for right now, this project is continue in the field rice for next step in a U trial. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Skrita. Okay, we decided we will continue with our next presentation. Now, let's as warmly welcome our next presenter, Kamal. The floor is yours.
Good morning, respected faculty members, chairpersons, and all the participants. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today at this international platform. I, Kamal, from Chaudhary Charan Singh, Haryana Agricultural University, Hisar, Haryana, India, going to present my work on safe food for all, residue-free, organic and natural farming for a community welfare and a healthier future. To understand why this research is vital, we must first look at the silent crisis unfolding beneath our feet and on our plates. Chemical intensive agriculture, a growing concern. To understand why we need a challenge, let's look at the current crisis. Modern agriculture become heavily reliant on chemical inputs. According to FAO and recent data, 150,000 deaths occur globally each year from this pesticide poisoning, and one-third of the world soils are moderately to highly degraded. As you can see in flowchart, so non-standardized dose of fertilizers and pesticides leads to toxic residues in food, chemical residues remain in crop and enter the food chain, and this will lead to biomagnification, and which will lead to several health risks such as cancer, neurological disorders, and several reproductive disorders. Understanding an urgent need for residue-free production. So, while the problem is vast, the global opportunity for sustainable solutions is growing exponentially. So, the global organic land has expanded remarkably to nearly 99 million hectares, supporting a market value that now exceeds 145 billion US dollars. Most important, India is at the very heart of this production of this movement, ranking second globally in the organic farming area and first in the absolute number of the organic producers. This proves that market demand is thriving and farming community is ready for the transition. Motivated by this opportunity, our objective was to take action at the grassroots level, so the launched community awareness campaigns in the Sasod and Dahima villages in Hisar, rather than just giving theoretical lectures. We taught the farmers how to prepare and utilize highly effective, low-cost natural inputs such as Jiva Amrit, Bija Amrit, neem-based biopesticides, and vermicompost, which is generally prepared from the earthworms right on their own farms. Like Jiva Amrit is used for the soil application, and Bija Amrit is used for the seed treatment, and vermicompost for the organic enrichment of the soils, and neem-based pesticide to substitute toxic chemical alternatives. Our implementation followed a systematic four-step intervention process. First, we promoted crop rotation and mixed cropping to naturally enhance soil nutrients. Second, we conducted practical live demonstration on growing biopesticides, which are prepared from the bacteria, fungus, and several microbes. Third, we advocated for local kitchen gardens in the homes and direct marketing so family can grow their own safe food. Finally, we gathered real-time farmers' feedback to measure our impact of the natural and organic farming. So these are the pictures of the different villages where I conducted the surveys and I taught the farmers about the organic and the natural farming. The measurable outcome of these interventions have been incredibly holistic, falling into four core pillars. Environmentally, we achieved improved soil structure, better water retention of the soil, improved fertility of the soil, and reduced chemical runoff. Economically, our farmers saw a major drop in the input cost since they manufactured inputs locally while their clean produce fetched premium market prices. Socially, it fostered enhanced participation from women and the local youth. In terms of health, it delivered safe, residue-free food with vastly minimized chemical exposure for both the producers and the consumers. Ultimately, we proved the vital link. Healthy soil will lead to the safe food, which brings higher income and builds sustainable communities. So, we must acknowledge that transitioning to natural farming is not without the obstacles. Farmers initially face slight yield loss, higher labor demands, and price uncertainties, like initial yield reduction during the conversion, lack of awareness and the technical knowledge, more labor-intensive farming practices, complex and costly certification processes, weak market linkage, and price uncertainties. And perspectives, yield improves over the time, training and capacity building the programs, tools and tech reduce labor burden, simplified and affordable certification through the PGS and FPOs, and stronger marketing linkage and better prices. Looking ahead, our roadmap to scale this up relies on capitalizing on growing consumer demand, maximizing government support schemes like PKVY Pradhan Mantri Krishi Vikas Yojana, and utilizing affordable participatory guarantee system PGS for the certification, and organizing farmers into the FPOs, which is farmer producer organization. Embracing clear agri-tech will allow us to seamlessly build fully sustainable agricultural ecosystem. Sustainable farming is challenges today and strong opportunities will tomorrow. Everything else can wait, but agriculture can't. Before I conclude, I want to express my deepest gratitude towards my academic supervisor, Dr. Manjunath, and I also thank to the Tokyo University of Agriculture and Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agriculture University, and special thank to my supervisors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kamal, for your excellent presentation. And thank you for presenting such a practical community-centered solution. And your work shows that simple, locally available resources can build both agriculture's productivity and public health.
So in summary, by replacing expensive chemical inputs with low-cost natural alternatives, these initiatives improve farmer livelihoods while protecting community health and promoting a resilient food system.
Okay, we will now open the floor for questions. If you have any questions or comments, please raise your hand and please introduce yourself briefly before asking your questions. Anyways. Okay.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. My name is Job Nyarimba from Tokyo University of Agriculture. Help me understand how are your activities, how did your activities result to inclusivity for your community? To answer this year's theme.
Yes, thank you for your question. So when we teach farmers how to make cheap natural inputs on their own farm like Jiva Amrit, Bija Amrit and biopesticides, they will stop buying expensive chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Lower cost means lesser risk and higher profits from the day one. And if there will be economical stability, that will lead to the sustainable communities and safer communities. Safer food will be provided to the communities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kamal. Okay, next, Ken, please.
Yes, thank you. I'm Basin Sarvorn, third year medical student from Kasetsart University, Thailand. I'm just interested to know when you went to work with the farmers, what were their perspectives on this change to organic biopesticide farming? Like, were they ready for the change? And what were their perspectives on yield and other factors? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your question. Initially, they are not convinced at all for the organic farming, but we are not just teaching them theoretically. We just gave them practical knowledge, and we are teaching them that it is very economically stable. And what farmers need: economic stability and higher yields. But lower input cost means lesser risk for the farmers for their produce, and that will lead to the economic stability. And farmers will be convinced after that.
Thank you very much. I think the idea is very interesting. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kamal. Okay, last.
Hi, I am Alia from UPM. So my question is, are there any follow-up towards any of the farmers if they using the pesticides or not is there any of the farmers that you follow up for any updates? That's my question. Thank you.
Yes. Many farmers follow up this uptake. Actually, we have surveyed after the teaching them also. We are generally surveyed for the 3 months. We have taught them for the first 1.5 months. Then we just surveyed like who have followed the practices. We have just tested the soil testing and water testing. And after the soil testing, it's like great results. The soil results in very less chemical residues.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kamal. And maybe, yeah, last. Okay.
My name is Faith from UniLaSalle. I have one question. One of the main concerns around organic agriculture is the pests and disease issue. Were you able to quantify or understand the effectiveness of the biopesticides that you are recommending for the farmers to use? And if you did it actually work for them, or did they get overburdened by pests and disease?
Thank you for your question. Actually, during the initial conversion years from the chemical intensive agriculture to the organic farming land, biopesticides are not working effectively. But over the years, they are working, and chemical like pest and disease are controlled too much over the years, because like chemical pesticides can control effectively, but during the conversion, biopesticides are not much effective. But over the years, they are literally effective, and there are different type of biopesticides. So they can be used in bulk quantity than the chemical pesticides, but it's effective.
Are you working mostly with subsistence farmers or large-scale farmers?
Can you please repeat?
Are you mostly working with subsistence farmers who produce food for the family, or large-scale farmers who are producing at a larger scale to sell to the marketplace?
Actually, I am working with the subsistence farmers.
Okay.
In the some villages near the Hisar, like the Sarsod village and the Hima village.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kamal and audience. If there's any further questions, please join me giving our procedure around the round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, Kamal. So we will now continue our next presentation. Our next speaker will share another inspiring project related to today's summit theme. So please give a warm welcome, Maria. The floor is yours.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria Bondarenko, and I am a student of the National University of Life and Environmental Science of Ukraine. Today, I would like to present our project called Inclusive Computer Lab, supporting veterans and people with disabilities through digital education. This project demonstrates how students can contribute to social inclusion and improve access to education through modern technologies. Today, Ukraine faces many challenges caused by the war. A growing number of people, especially veterans, return home with disabilities and need support in education and employment. Inclusive education helps ensure equal opportunities and allows everyone to participate fully in society. That is why creating accessible educational environment has become extremely important. Since February 2022, Ukraine has experienced significant social and economic changes. Many veterans will require professional retraining and adaptation after returning to civilian life. However, traditional educational environments are often not accessible for people with visual, hearing, and mobility impairments. This situation created the need for a new inclusive education solution. What is an inclusive computer laboratory? An inclusive computer lab is a learning environment designed for people with different abilities and needs. Unlike traditional computer classrooms, it includes adapted workplaces and assistive technologies. Its main purpose is to provide equal access to digital education and professional development. Why universities matter? Universities play a key role in building an inclusive society. They not only educate students, but also create opportunities for social integration and innovation. Higher education institutions can help veterans and people with disabilities gain new skills and improve their employment prospects. The main goal of the project. The main goal of our project was to create an accessible educational environment that promotes inclusion and professional adaptation. We first analyzed the needs of potential users, then designed the laboratory, and finally implemented modern assistive technologies. The project followed the principles analyze, create, and empower. The students' contribution. Students actively participated in all stages of the project. We contributed discussions and research, studied accessibility issue, and helped plan their future laboratory. Students also promoted the project and participated in fundraising activities. This experience allowed us to contribute directly to positive social changes. The laboratory was designed according to the principles of universal design. It includes accessible entrance, adapted furniture, sufficient space for wheelchair users, and comfortable lighting conditions. All these elements create a barrier-free education environment where every student can learn comfortably. The laboratory is equipped with a variety of assistive technologies. This includes screen readers, speech-to-text programs, virtual keyboards, adapted keyboards, trackballs, and eye tracking systems. These technologies help users with different disabilities effectively use computers and participate in educational process. The success of the project became possible because of cooperation between different stakeholders. Students contribute ideas and initiatives. Faculty members provide academic support. The university administration helped with implementation, while partners and the community contributed resources and expertise. Together, they create a sustainability inclusive environment. The project resulted in the creation of the first inclusive computer laboratory at Nubipov, Ukraine, and in Ukraine. During the past years, 173 students had the opportunity to study in this environment. The laboratory improves access to education, develops digital competences, increases social integration, and supports future employment opportunities. Like many social initiatives, our project faces several challenges. This included limited funding, the need for specialized equipment, and insufficient awareness of inclusive technologies. However, we learned that strong partnership, students' engagement, and continuous improvement can successfully overcome these difficulties. Connection with ISS theme. This project directly reflects the ISS theme, pushing boundaries, inclusive activities for community welfare. By removing education barriers, we help people with disabilities and veterans become active members of society. The project contributes to both social inclusion and community development. Future perspectives. In the future, we plan to expand the technical capabilities of the laboratory and introduce new assistive technology. We also hope to involve more students and partners and share this model with other educational institutions in Ukraine. Our goal is to make inclusion education available to even more people. The key message of this project is simple. Inclusive education creates opportunities, empowers individuals, and strengthens communities. Modern technologies can remove barriers and help people realize their full potential regardless of their physical limitations. In the end, I really want to thank I would like to express my gratitude to my academic supervisor, project partners, and everyone who contributed to the creation of the Inclusive Computer Laboratory. I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, for delivering such excellent presentations.
Thank you for sharing such an inspiring presentation. So your presentation reminded us that technology and education can help create equal opportunities and build more inclusive society.
And in summary, the project demonstrates how technology and education can create equal opportunities for veterans and people with disabilities through inclusive ingredients.
So we will open now the floor for questions. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to raise your hands. Yeah, this guy.
Hello, my name is Judy, and I'm from the University of California, Davis. I was just wondering, you were talking about professional development opportunities that were available through this lab. Could you talk a little bit more about what those were and what they looked like?
Yes, and now we have only one laboratory, and in this place can study only one faculty students. It's like teachers, future teachers, and psychologists. So after they will graduate, will have opportunity to work, because now after they came back from war, like with disabilities, they can't return to their previous professions, because I think like 95% it's men's, and usually they have like a physical work, and after injuries they can't work like physical. So now we created like a laboratory for people who don't need their like ability to move to work. So yes, so I think in the future we hope we will do such laboratories also in other faculties, in agrosphere and other, but it will be like more for like brain work. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Maria. I'm Gabriela from University of São Paulo in Brazil. Congratulations on your presentation. I would like to ask, how do you select the people that can like go to the lab and do their activities? Do people have to submit, or do you identify those persons?
Actually, it's not the work of the students. Like these people like enter the university, they have a special anket that they need to fill, and then they will be able to study there if they have some injuries or some difficulties to study with others in the usual laboratories. So yeah, and all of them have different disabilities. So our lecturers are trying to help them with their own approach to help them understand how to use it, to help with it. But also I want to say that this lab is absolutely easy to use. So any staff in university can work there. You can just come here for some days, study how to use it, and then help students to understand it. So we don't need a special people to help to teach how to use these apparatus.
That's great. Thank you.
Iris?
Thank you again. My name is Faith from Uni La Salle in France. I just have one question. I understand that the lab is a facility that is given to veterans when they come back home with disability, but is there a course that is offered to them to choose? Because as they come to use this facility, what are they using it for? Is the school offering them training for something, or is it a facility for them to come and do whatever they want?
Thank you for your question. Yeah, like as I told, we have two programs, so they will have a special small groups, and every time when they came, they have like rules what they can do, what they can't do. The lecturers help them to understand the rules in this space, how they need to act here with others, because all people are different. So, and only after that they are starting to studying process. It's not like they came and started studying, or it's not this question.
No, I'm asking because your point is to help veterans integrate back into society after they've come back from service. So for this, for the professional path that you're trying to set them on, are they trained to, I don't know, do a course on software development so that they learn something using this computer lab? Or is the computer lab just available for them to come and do research on whatever they want? Is the school offering them training for a certain professional, anything professional really, so that they can learn and be able to pursue a profession that is outside their veteran work that they have already done? That's my question.
Okay, we are not like providing the things after the university, but in the university you can try everything in this lab. You can study how to use it, and then 1 minute, I forgot my question.
It's okay. I just wanted to understand that because so it's a facility for them to just come and use for whatever they choose.
Yes, they can use whatever they want in the computers, but usually it's like the lessons. So they come here only for lessons. They're
Okay.
studying there and they come back home. So when they have lessons, they do their tasks, what they need on these apparatus and others. So they don't have free time there. It's like a usual lab or something. It's closed when there is no lecturer or someone who is
teaching. Okay.
Yes, who is teaching, who is the
Thank
main
you.
person of this laboratory. So yes, it's not free for every time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria and audience. If there's a further questions, please join me in giving our presenter as a round of applause. Thank you.
Now we will move on to the last but certainly not least presentation. Nico, the floor is yours. Please give him a warm round of applause.
All right. Good morning, everyone, respected faculty and fellow participants. My name is Nico Faiswarezi, representing IPB University, Indonesia. I'm grateful for the opportunity to present at the 25th International Student Summit on Food, Agriculture, and Environment. The title of my project is Environmental Sustainability Through Green Character Education, Cultivating Compassion and Ecological Responsibility in Vulnerable Children. I will begin with the background of the study in Indonesia. Violence against children remains a serious and growing concern. According to the Ministry of Women Empowerment and Child Protection, The number of recorded cases reached more than 19,000 and increased from the previous year in 2024. The consequence extends well beyond the incidents themselves. Prior research indicates that unresolved trauma can increase irritability, reduce empathy, and impair children's social interactions. These emotional and behavioral difficulties in turn can hinder a child's capacity for forgiveness, compassion, and prosocial behavior. This form the central problem that our program should to address. The issue also carries an important legal and social dimension. Under Law Number 35 of 2014 on child protection in Indonesia, every Indonesian child is guaranteed to the right to live, the right to grow and develop, and the right to protection from violence and discrimination. The data also reveal a concerning pattern. Children who are victims of violence are more likely to become perpetrators of violence later in life. Addressing the cycle, therefore, requires more than protection alone. It requires deliberate efforts to support children's emotional and character development, which became the focus of our program. I will now describe the actions we undertook. I led a team of 5 members and 7 volunteers to design and implement a plant-based character intervention for vulnerable children. The program was named Lentera, and it was conducted from July to October 2025. Also, we reached more than 1,000 followers in Instagram for our community. The intervention was carried out at Bina Matahari Bangsa Foundation in North Jakarta, Indonesia, a non-profit organization that supports street children and protects them from physical and social violence. The participants were 16 children, 11 boys and 5 girls, aged between 6 and 14 years. Prior to the interventions, we conducted a baseline assessment of the children's emotional condition using a validated instrument, the Enright Forgiveness Inventory, developed by Professor Enright 2004. This instrument consists of 30 items on a 1 to 4 scale and assesses a child's capacity for interpersonal forgiveness. It is grounded in Enright's process model of forgiveness, which comprises 4 stages, namely uncovering anger, deciding whether to forgive, working on forgiveness, and the last one is experiencing emotional relief. The study also obtained formal ethical clearance from IBB University. The baseline of the result were significant. Of the 16 children, only 2 demonstrate a healthy self-acceptance, while the remaining 14 children continue to experience unresolved anger and emotional distress. This finding established both the urgency and the direction of the intervention. The intervention itself was a plan-based character program structured about 3 objectives. The first was to foster environmental responsibility among children affected by violence. The second was to strengthen emotional regulation, self-acceptance, and forgiveness through the practice of plan care. And the third was to use plan-based activities as both a character building and a therapeutic instrument. This approach, supported by existing literature, nature-based solutions are increasingly recognized for their role in addressing urban mental health challenges. Planting-based therapy has been shown to reveal a clear gap as plant-based therapeutic approaches that specifically aim to foster forgiveness and compassion among vulnerable children remain limited. Our program was designed to address this gap. The intervention followed a stage process. It began with internal team discussion, followed by the pre-assessment, and the core of the program consists 3 thematic sessions, namely planting hope, growing compassion, and harvesting forgiveness. These were followed by a post-assessment, the development of program outputs, and finally the submissions of our findings and policy recommendations to relevant government institutions. And I will now elaborate on 3 thematic sessions. The first steps, This slide shows that pre-assessment process. So we choose Android forgiveness inventory to monitor and also screening the children's capacity was administered to establish each children's baseline. And the second one, the first thematic session, planting hope, serve as a symbolic initiation for emotional healing. Each child plants a seed to represent a new beginning, accompanied by guided reflections and connected plan growth with emotional healing, forgiveness, and personal transformation. And the second session, Growing Compassion, focus on nurturing responsibility through plant care. Over several weeks, the children regularly watered, monitored, and documented the growth of their plants, which fostered responsibility, patience, self-regulation, and compassion. The third session, Harvesting Forgiveness, centered on reflection and meaning-making, the children took part in guided sharing circles, reflecting on their experiences, expressing their emotions, and internalizing values of self-acceptance, empathy, forgiveness, and mercy. I will now present the results. Following the intervention, the indirect forgiveness inventory was administered a second time as a post-assessment score. The chart on the slide compares each child's pre-assessment and post-assessment scores, shown in blue and respectively. The data indicate a consistent improvement across nearly all participants. The most notable outcome concerns the number of children demonstrating healthy self-acceptance. Prior to the intervention, only 2 children met this threshold. Following the intervention, this number increased to 14. This represents a substantial improvement and provides strong evidence for the effectiveness of plant-based approach. To support the continuity and sustainability program, we developed 3 outputs. The first is a policy brief to recommending plant therapy for children's mental health well-being. The second is a guidance book to support the implementation of plant therapy programs in other community and replication and scale up other programs. The third one is a monitoring sheet designed to maintain consistency of children's plant care. The program also engages directly with policy stakeholders. The first are presented with my team, our outcomes to recommendation to the Regional Child Protection Commission in Bogor, West Java, Indonesia, and subsequently received a recommendation letter in support this program. We then conducted policy dialogue with the Department of Women's Empowerment and Child Protection in Bogor City, West Java, Indonesia. The discussion focused on integrating plant-based therapeutic learning into child protection services, and both institutions expressed interest in replicating the model in other settings. The implementation also presented several challenges. Many of the children had experienced trauma, which affected their emotional regulation and their level of participation. To address this, we applied trauma-informed mentoring and individuals support tailored to each child. In addition, some participants showed inconsistent engagement in planned care activities. In response, we introduced active task allocation, positive reinforcement, and caregiver involvement, supported by monitoring sheets as an output of this program to strengthen responsibility and reflection. In terms of sustainability, the foundation adopted the curriculum as part of its ongoing child development program, and agreement formalized through a memorandum of understanding. Together with the recommendation letter from Commission of Child Protection in Indonesia, the program now holds strong potential to scaling to other child protection settings and for long-term impact evaluation. In conclusion, this study introduced plant-based therapy as a means of cultivating compassion, forgiveness, and environmental responsibility among vulnerable children. This initiative aligns closely with the objective of the summit, as it integrates environmental care with child healing for the benefit of the wider community. Furthermore, it offers a model that can be adopted, sustained, and replicated in other child welfare settings by the program outputs that my team has created. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I would like to please your Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nixon, for your great presentation, and thank you for your meaningful presentation. And your project demonstrated how environmental education can also promote emotional well-being and social inclusion among vulnerable children.
In summary, the project promotes environmental stewardship while supporting the psychosocial well-being of vulnerable children through plant-based education. So we will now begin our 3 minutes Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hands. So,
Hello, Nico. I'm Sam from Mongolian University of Life Sciences. So I have a question. Did you get a feedback from professional therapists?
Feedback from, sorry?
Professional therapist.
Yeah, actually, my advisor in this project is from psychologist of children. So my team is discussion with her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. My name is Dewi from Tokyo NODAI. I'm basically interested on your project, and I have two questions. So first, how do you explain the sustainability strategy of your project? That's first question. And the second one, how do you measure the impacts and effectiveness of your actions? Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much for your question. So how about the sustainability? Actually, this project is funding by Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology in Indonesia. And I just doing this project since July until October 2025. So I want to make sure this program that I have do with my team can sustain. So I made program outputs like policy brief, guidance book, and monitoring sheet. And also, we present a collaborative session with the government in Indonesia, like the first one in the Commission of Child Protection in Indonesia for get the recommendation letter. And the second one, I collaborative session with the Department of Women's Empowerment and Child Protection to discuss about the sustainability of the program. So this program can also still sustain during me have finished this program. And for the second question, so how can I measure the effectiveness and the evaluation of the program? So I use pre-test and post-test for the children. I adapted from the Android forgiveness inventory. Actually, it's one of the validated instrument from Professor Enright in 2004. So I use as a pre-assessment. And then I use my program, I do my program to empower the children by plan-based character. And then at the last program, I use a post-assessment score to know about the results of the each student. So I measure from the before program and the after program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Judy. I'm from the University of California, Davis. My work focuses on the SDGs, and I saw you had 3 of them at the beginning. Are there any more that you would, as this progresses, that you would like to see connect to, or ones that you would have wanted to have done beforehand too, because you only have the 3 of 17.
Okay, so the point SDGs that I put in the first slide, yeah, this is the number 15, life on land, because I focuses on environment. So I with my team empower children to planting, and then we can for environmental sustainability through their character. And the second one, quality education. As we know that it is one of the like a curriculum for the children. So I make the outputs like a guidance book, like the curriculum for the quality education in the future. And the last one is good health and well-being, because actually the children that in my foundation is actually victims of violence. So I want to make sure that all of the feelings, trauma can be solved by this program. And yeah, this is why I connected the sustainable development goals and 3 SDGs.
Are there any that you would want to connect further as you do this work more?
I think, yeah, it's the 3 SDGs only.
So just those?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So next is last question.
Hello, I'm Vasin Sarporn, third year student from Kasetsart University in Thailand. I find your project is very interesting, especially in our world nowadays. It's a global concern in terms of mental health as well. I'm just interested to know how could we be sure that the plant-based exposure, the therapeutic intervention, was the key to the better mental health status. Was there any control group or like yes?
Okay. Actually, this is the reason why I make some outputs like a monitoring sheet to make sure the children is still consistent to do this program. And actually, we have to know that this program actually near from like a garden and public space, like a garden and park, something like that. So it's one of the potential why I choose plant-based character in this foundation, because there's a lot of intervention for vulnerable children, especially in children as victims of violence. But I choose plant-based character because it's near from the park. And yeah, it's one of the potential like a public space for from governments. And yeah, because I know that potential, I choose, and based on the literature said that plant-based character and nature-based solution can solve this problem. So I choose this approach.
Is it possible that the increase in mental status of the children could also be linked to them collaborating with their peers or meeting up with others, in your opinion?
I think it's one of the for like a stages, like we have to know each steps to know that. But I'm focusing for the self acceptance in this program, like a forgiveness and mercy and children.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, our Korea expression and our audience. It is okay. If there is no further questions, please join me in giving our presenters and the round of applause.
Thank you to all for presenters and everyone who participated. We have now reached the end of group-based presentations. But before concluding, we would like to reflect on the valuable ideas shared today.
Throughout this session, we saw a common message, including ideas to create stronger communities, from sustainable agriculture and healthy farming methods to aggressive education and environmental healing. And every presentation showed practical ways to improve community welfare. And tourism, this project powerfully illustrated this year's summit theme. Pursuing projects increasing activities for community welfare. This shows that meaningful change begins when communities, researchers, students, and instructors work together towards particular solutions.
On behalf of Group B, we sincerely thank you all our presenters for their outstanding presentations, our audience for our thoughtful questions and very relevant questions. Thank you for your active participation and the organizing committee. Thank you very much for your attention. We wish you a wonderful rest of the summit.